All I ever wanted to do was fly, leave this world and live in the sky. I left the C-130 out of Fort Worth town. I go up some days I don't wanna come down. Will I fly that plane or the angel fly? Come on, brother, you're with me tonight. Between heaven and earth, you're never alone. On the angel flight, come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Hey friends, what's up? Today's lesson will be for the Radney Foster song, Angel Flight. Okay, this is a great song. Dennis, thank you sending this one in on request. I meant to get this out for Memorial Day back in May. It didn't happen, lots of life stuff going on, but I wanted to get it out. So I hope you enjoy this. Thanks again for the patience. Now, here's what I'll cover in this lesson today. I'm gonna talk about the chords, some sort of easier way to play these would-be difficult chords, right? The sort of some open voicings for the B, the A, the C sharp minor. I'm going to explain that. I'm going to talk about the intro, right? I'll show you the sort of normal way to play it. And I'm also going to show you how to play it up here. Right? It's a nice little just 3-chord breezy strumming thing going on there, but it works out well. I'll talk about the strumming for the rest of the song. I'll talk about the chord progressions and everything else you'll need to know. So stick around if you're interested in learning all this, and I do have a PDF for this song available through my website, playsongnotes.com. It's not just the lyrics and the chords put together by hand by me, but also the strumming and the tabs for the intro riff and all that sort of stuff. It's a great resource. So just look for this song on my website and you'll find the link there. And I obviously have many other PDFs for many other songs and warm-up exercises and all kinds of stuff. So check out the website, playsongnotes.com. But with that said, let's dive into this lesson and learn this song, Angel Flight. All right, so I want to start this off by looking at the chords of this song. So if you were to look at the lyrics and the chords just printed out for the song, you'd see a bunch of E, a bunch of A, a bunch of B, and a bunch of C sharp minor, okay? So the typical way to play these chords is what I just did. Basically, the E is obviously an open chord. The B, usually, you can't play it open, so you're going to have to either do it here or up here, right? Usually the second, fourth, and the middle 4 strings is a common way to do it, especially when you're combining it with open chords, right? A is an open chord, which is nice, familiar stuff. And the C sharp minor is tricky. It's basically a B, it's like a B minor, but just 2 frets higher, right? So, but this C sharp minor and this B, they're not necessarily comfortable to play, even if you can play bar chords. So the cool thing is, though, with this song, the way that it's played is those bar chords are all going to be simplified. And here's what I'm talking about. So check this out. Basically, you have the E is going to stay as is, okay? Now, next, let's go to this A sus2. What we're going to do here is the A, instead of playing the A, we're going to play this A sus2. What we're going to do, going from the E to this A, is just keep our ring finger down and move our pinky to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So we're going to be open, second, open, open. Okay? That's an A sus2. Practice going between the A, or the E, and the A sus2. Thinnest 5 strings, right? Now for the B sus4, what we're going to do is slide these 2 fingers from our A, 2 frets up, and then just put our index finger down on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Okay? So 2nd, 4th, open, open. Okay? That's going to be our B for this entire song. Okay? So again, from the E, the B, the A, and then the C sharp minor is basically going to be the B. It's just everything is slid up 2 frets. So it's 4th, 6th, 6th, open, open. Okay? But the cool thing about these, as you notice here, is that your left ring finger is going to be on the same string for all these chords. So even though you're going to have to slide it, you know, up to the for the B and for the C sharp minor, it is nice that it's always in contact with that string. It just kind of makes, it's like a, I don't know, for me at least, that's a very helpful aid in transitioning. And I kind of use that as my like anchor point, my sensory anchor point. I sort of lift up the other fingers and then put the new fingers down and then slide up to the new places I need to go and back again. Okay, so those are the chords. And now we'll be set up for what we need to do to put them together. So before we get to the verse and the chorus, I want to talk about the intro. Okay, so the intro is basically going between E and B and A. And it's just repeating. And it's not too fast, it's not too hectic or anything like that. But there is a bit of nuance and stuff I want to cover here. So here's the tab for it. Now, on the bottom, I have the counting. And I just find counting is very helpful to include in stuff like this, right? So you'll see the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. I'll play it, right? Okay, so what's going on there is on the very bottom row, you see I have the little V signs for the strumming. It's basically going to be all down strums except for the up, down, up, which are going to happen at the end of each measure. So the way we're strumming here is we're not doing all the strings all the time. We're going to sort of get in this groove, if you can, of going between bass note of the chord, right? The thickest string note of that chord. On the E, it's going to be the open E string, and then strum the rest of the chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, right? This is how you would do the A, or the E, I'm sorry. Now for the A, you'll notice there I kind of accidentally didn't get the bass note. I got one of the other notes. That's okay. The main point here is you don't want to constantly do this. You kind of want to go between the bass note or the bassiest 1 or 2 notes for each chord, right? And then, in between those, you're going to do a full strum and really accent those thinner strings. So it just creates this nice contrast between bass, you know, the low end and the high end, or the bass and the treble, right? So you want to get comfortable with that, because that's going to be the majority of the strumming here. Now, the trickier part will be transitioning from this E up to the B, and then back to the A, okay? So when you're first starting out, take that slow, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Kind of just do a slow. It's okay if you lose the count at first. Just get used to going from the E to the B to the A. And you stay on the A, then you repeat it again, go back to the E, right? And that was no up strums there. It's all down strums. This is a great way to ease your way into it. Down, 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 down. But when you're ready, bring in the up strums. Right? 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so that's pretty much going to be the intro. You have the tab there, and the cool thing is you can kind of dial back a little bit, and you don't have to be super strict as far as following every note that's on the tab. If you need to omit a strum or take it a bit more casual, that's fine. I think it fits the song very well. Now, what I want to show you is while I have you here, and while you have this counting and you have this strumming in your head, here's a quick little cool way you can modify this intro, which is basically using these shapes. So this is the 7-9-9 on the 5th, 4th, 3rd string. It's basically the same shape as the B and the C sharp minor. It's just slid up to the 7th and 9th fret. In this one, you can include the thickest string if you want. Now that's an E, right? It's an E, it's like an E power chord shape. Similar to all these, right? But it's an E. It's coming out of this shape right here. This is an E major chord. Right, so we're taking the E. Now for the B, what we're going to do is just do, starting on the 4th string, we're going to do 9th, 8th, open, open. And then for the A, we're going to slide that same shape down 2 frets. So what we get is this. Right? Same strumming. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and messed up, but it's okay, right? And you can sort of go between those two versions of the intro if you want. So that's how you do the intro riff, 2 different ways. So now let's get to the rest of the song here. So let me look at my notes. Let's start off with the verse. Now the verse is going to be, we're not going to have any B chords in the verse. We're just going to be going between the E and the C sharp minor, and then an A, and then back to an E. Okay? So we can use the same strumming I showed you in the intro if you want, right? I think another strum you could do is just a down, 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 down. Just no up strums. That's the easiest way to do it, right? Remember, the 2 and the 4 count are really what gets the accent. So if we take this strum, we can look at the verse, right? And go like this. So, all I ever wanted to do was fly, leave this world and live in the sky. I left the C-130 at Fort Worth town. I got up in the state and it never come down. So there we go. I was just doing all down strums there, right? Now you could add some up down ups at the end of each for, you know, every measure or every other measure. So you could do a down, 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 right? And up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, right? Or you could sort of do it every measure. Sometimes I find myself strumming this song like this. Down, down. Down, down. Up, down, up, down, down. Up, down, up, down, down. Up, down, up, down, down, down. Up, down, up, down, down. Okay, so that's basically the strumming approach we're going to take. So I showed you the verse there, just going between the E. So if we look at how long we're going to be on each chord in a counting sense, it's going to be 6 counts on the E, which is kind of weird. Usually you have everything is either 4 or 8, right? But it's going to be, you know, 1 full measure of the E and then a half measure. Then we're going to go to the C sharp minor for 2 measures. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. So did you see that? How I did 6 counts on the E and then 6 counts on the A. And then I switched to, you know, the second half of each line is going to be on 8 counts of each of the C sharp minor and then the E. So you're going to keep that in mind. If you're a counting person, just note that it's going to feel like you're switching a little bit early. But I find that singing along, humming along really helps that, because if you know the melody, it feels natural when to switch, right? So let me do one more verse here. So I'll do the second verse. So I love my family and I love this land. 4, 4, 1, 2. A, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, E, 2, 3. What we do because it's hard to call. Some give a little, E, give all. Okay, so that's gonna be the verse. Okay, now for the chorus, let's look at this. So it's gonna be, we're gonna bring in the B here, but only in one part. Otherwise, we're gonna start on the A. Fly that plane, or the angel flight. Come on, brother, you're with me tonight. Between heaven and earth, you're never alone. On the angel flight, come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Okay, so if we were to look at the chord progression, it's going to look like this, right? So it's it's 4 counts for a lot of the measures, but there are those 2 count measures that do pop up for the A and for the B in the second line and on the 4th line. So again, I recommend knowing the melody in your head, because it's going to make the switches a bit more expected. You're going to sort of hear them in your mind, and if you have the printout as well, you're going to see when to switch. So I will say that with the chorus, there is the ending line of "Come on, brother, I'm taking you home," right? Sometimes that's basically gonna start on the A. So "Come on, brother, I'm taking you home," and it goes to an E. But in the second chorus, you're gonna go from an A to a B to a C sharp minor, and that's gonna start this little interlude, right? So "Come on, brother, I'm taking you home." But you could repeat that. "Come on, brother, I'm taking you home." Okay, so the instrumental section, interlude section, it's just 2 measures of C sharp minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And A for 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. And then we're gonna go from A to B. The cockpit's quiet and the stars are bright. Feels kinda like church in here tonight. And on the second, the last verse, you're gonna do a single strum of all the chords. So it don't matter where we touch down, on the angel flight is sacred. Let's do one last playthrough of the chorus. Well, I fly that plane for the angel flight. Got a hero riding with us tonight. Between heaven and earth, you're never alone. On the angel flight, come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Okay, so that's going to be it for this lesson. I hope this was helpful for you. You got the chords, you got the strumming, you got the intro, and showed you the chord progressions, and then the verse and chorus sort of lyrics with the chords. So hopefully that's going to give you what you need. Definitely hit me up if you have any questions. And again, I hope this was helpful for you. So thanks very much for watching. Thanks to all you all who support me on Patreon through the tip jar and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot. And know that none of those tips do not go unseen or unappreciated. So thanks a lot. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to take off now. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.